Hello everybody, this is Sonya. Now I'm back on here today because I wanted to do more work on these little houses, okay? So I've been doing a little bit, I've done a bit because I was waiting to be able to video it. So I put a piece along here now, I'm adding more and more and more, you know, this is a nice piece of lacy bit. And while I'm doing this I'm thinking, oh gee, and now I'm adding some beads. I'm thinking, oh dear, that would make a nice little ladder or something, wouldn't it, this stuff here? Because I've been getting into bits and pieces that I got, and it's a little thin ladder, but it might make a nice little ladder going up to the house, or I don't know. But anyway, that was just a thought that went through my head. Well, when I was going to have this finished and come back on and show you what I was going to do. Then I was going to do all these, put these beads on, because you can put all sorts of stuff onto these sort of things. So I'm putting this across the little house roof because I like these beads and I just like to do a lot of decorating, and the more you seem to put on these for some reason, the better they look, don't they? Yes, they do. So I've got my timer going. I've only got a 35-minute time on here today because I needed to do a few videos, and I didn't want to couldn't stop and charge my camera because it just goes flat too quick for my liking anyway. But when you think about it, if I do it two 45-minute ones, or sometimes to 50 minutes, that's a couple of hours, isn't it? So I'll try and cut that down a little bit so I can show you a few things instead of doing a lot of fiddling about. I'm not actually fiddling, but I don't want to be taking this too long, so I'm going to show you a bit more work and a few ideas, hopefully, that I come up with some ideas sometimes, and I'll use another one there, but I just want a couple more anyway. So I've just got these tiny little beads. I don't know what size they are, but you have to have a bead needle because they won't go through the ordinary needle won't fit through there unless it's very, very fine. And then I find they're too short to work with. So this, like so. There we go. And I don't know about these end bits. Should I put one on the end bit? Probably could. I'll have to get back to the other side and put another one on it too. We'll see what happens. So it just doesn't come to a stop there. You know, that looks better, doesn't it? And I might cut that bit off that one because I don't need it way over there. Doesn't need to go right across. It's fine there. Alright. Pretty. That's cute. Okay, so I'll just end it off the back here. I was actually looking at those tiny little buttons that Michelle gave me ages ago. Look at them, they're beautiful. Actually, they could be like a bead because there's two little holes in either side and you can thread them on elastic and put them on something. Well, that one's got two holes? Yeah. So you probably could go through something with the two holes and they are really cute, they are. So then I'm looking in here, I'm pooping about in here now. I'll put these back in this thing. These seem to be running short, this one, so it's best to put them back. I've been through different things of material in here and find so many embroidery threads. I'm putting them in boxes when I'm using them and not putting them back where they're supposed to be. I might make a tassel or something to put on there. That thing's too big, but it's given me the idea, and that's really nice, that heart. Right, too big though. These are cool. They're nice little ones, aren't they? This is going to go on the front of a book, this piece. When I decide which book, but I can show you what I'm talking about, I think. And then I'm going to show you what to do with the end part of it. I don't think it'll fit on that. So I'm going to show you the side bits in a minute. Books, come on, where are they? Right, so I have a little bit of an issue with not being able to find a few things now, and that's not good because I haven't even got a book I can just put my hands on here. Oh yes, I do. Here, these ones that I bought the other day. So that's going to go onto the centre of a book, right? And the book won't be that high, it'll be probably about there, okay, when I finish doing it. But meanwhile, I wanted to show you about the side bits here. Now, I think it's a little bit too wide, so I'm going to just trim off the fabric. I'm just going to trim off the fabric. Now, I've got I'll have to think about what I'm going to put on the top and the bottom, but I know what I'm going to put down the sides, I think, right? Because I feel like this is too wide compared with the height of it. It needed to be sort of longer, you know, just the idea. Now, you can put bias binding on it, right? If you've got any bias binding, you can put bias binding on it. Sonya has some bias binding, but you know what, that's out of my reach, or, you know, out of the vicinity of where I'm sitting. So I made a piece this morning. I swear I made a piece, but I don't know whether it'll work for you properly, so I'm showing you again. You cut down on your piece of fabric on an angle like that, and then you go and you do another piece like this. Now this is mainly if you want to do something that's going around the corner or whatever, because it makes your fabric stretch, see? Not a big stretch, but a stretch anyway. And I was putting something around the edge of this, but I don't need the stretchy piece. I can if I want to, okay? I can use something like this to put around the edge of it and just have so much on either side, and that will end that off, right? I can use seam binding, and this one here is very a little bit battered about. Let's show you what it looks like with the pink one. Pink seam binding, and you just put so much on that side and so much on that side. And the issue with this is, well, there's not many, because if you make sure you get it really straight, it'll look really good. I think that, you know, the other things, there's lots of ways you can do this, but what I wanted to do was fix the piece up fully in the first place, you know, so it's done. And it's a good idea to do that at an early stage on what you're doing. Now, hang on. So I have some bits of lace in here too. Now you can use bits of lace to put up the side too if you want to. I think this is a nice bit. I like something that's got the same on either side, you know, it's not actually got a wiggly, let's say wiggly side. Let me show you what I mean. This here. Now if I want to, I could put I could stick this piece onto the book, and then I can put some of that over the edge of it to finish it off and glue it to there and the book, right? You could do that. That looks good. You could put something like this on there and go around if you want to, because then that covers this thicker part here, see? Or you can put it onto your piece of material like that. Onto your book, I mean. So you could do this. So the thing is, with the top, because I've only got a little bit of edge on here, I might have to do this with the top piece. I might have to put that across it, maybe round it. Maybe I'll have to do that all the way around so it looks nice and finished off. You can do a blanket stitch around it if you want to. Is that straight? Yeah, well, not bad. You could do a blanket stitch around it, and that could be its edging if you feel like doing that. But I don't know what I think I want to put this around mine. But then I feel this is too wide. For some reason this looks way too wide for me, you know. Why did I make this? I've got a broken ruler here, but it's still got a few numbers on it. See, that's 5 inches, and I think that's way too big, because I wouldn't I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to cut a bit off this because my books are only, usually my journals are only about 5.5 by 7. How come I made it that wide? What was I thinking? Okay, so let's draw a line now. Let's draw a line. So I can cut it off. It's about 1/2 inch. But it'll work, I hope, because then whatever I put on it will come fair on the edge of the house, but that doesn't matter. It'll just be near the roof there. So I'm good with that. And sometimes you need to check things before you go too far, because if I'd have sewed that, I wouldn't have been a happy chook now, would I? I'm going to do the same on this, so I'm going to take a bit off here too, but I can only go back a bit because I got me stitching, but that doesn't matter. So when you're doing yours, hopefully you won't start yours until you see me what results I get first, because you don't want to so this will take a tiny bit off this one, and it won't take, and I won't be going over the threads what I've already stitched. Maybe the lace will, or whatever I put on, that might go over there, but that doesn't matter because you'll still see what you're doing. Now you can see there's a little bit of bubbling up there too, but that's okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty normal. Pretty normal, sort of. if you can understand. So now that we've taken 1/2 inch off it, and I think it looks a lot better longer, don't you, than what we originally had this. Yes, definitely a lot better longer, and I can put this around the edge. I do like the shiny. Where is it? But I don't know. I do have a lot of this, but I just don't know where it all is at the moment. I think that'll give it a nice lift along, won't it? That'll look really cool. Or we can go with this one. There's decisions to be made, isn't there? There's a lot of decisions to be made. And what I want to do first, I think, is stitch right down here. Because I never glued that. And I didn't really want to. I didn't know if the glue would come through very much on the fabric. So that was another reason why I didn't glue it too. So let's just take a bit of a stitch down the side here and just settle that down so we can do the next bit. I'll show you how to put the stuff around it. I really think that this is crooked for some reason. I'll stitch it down, it'll be fine. Okay, don't be like that now, Sonya. Okay, so I put my stuff in jars, some of my things, and it's really cool because you can see it all, sort of, and you just don't have to. I might leave that there though, because I want to get that out of there, don't I? That little box there, move that one over there. Got a bigger jar up there with a lot more pretties in it, and it's fun. If you can see your pretty things, it's fun. I've got mine in boxes and can't find nothing. Anyway, so let's see what we're going to do. We're going to stitch down here, and I'm going to do it in a thicker thread this time. Do I want a purple or a pink? I had a pink one here that I thought was nice. Somewhere. Now, I've got my timer going, so I haven't been on here long, and I've done a little bit, so that's all right, isn't it? I've showed you something. Talk to you about something. There it is in there, the pink one. Right, let's get this one out. See what we're going to do with this. I don't know, one of my children might have wrapped this for me, or kids of somebody, because it's really tightly wrapped and looks like it was done with a bit of aggression. I think somebody might not have wanted to do it. That's okay. Sometimes people don't want to, they want to help you, and then they don't want to do what you want them to, the kids especially, you know. Oh, Mum, can I do some too? And after a little while it gets boring. Well, they wouldn't be bothered now, I don't think. When they were young there was a little bit of help to be had, but not much. If I'd be rolling up cottons they'd want to help me, but then they'd get sick of doing it. So I might go across this way with this bit of pink, just to start with this morning, and then we're going to go up the side a bit, because I don't want it all in, it'll all be done in different colours, I think, the slow stitching. If I make a stitch too big on a slow stitch, I usually go do a little back stitch, and that fixes it. That fixes it right up, it does. Now I'm going to go up here closest to the edge as I possibly can without falling off, like this. Right. Okay. I hope everybody's looking forward to their Christmas. Sometimes people don't. A lot of people hate. I just get so, I feel so bad when people say they hate Christmas. I feel really bad. But a lot of people do. They say, oh gee, I hate Christmas. We just can't wait for it to be over and all that sort of thing. And after the year we've had, I think it's going to be good if we can all spend some time with our families. You know, like it's something that, and your friends, you know, it'd be really good to do that. Really good. Now I'm going to go that far because I want to go across now with a bit going across, but I don't think I'll do that just at this moment. I'll do one row and sort of, because I really need to find out which way or what I'm going to use for little steps or little ladders or something. Make little vines, I don't know, but I can probably cover over a bit of this if I've only done one line of this. There we go. I've still got to go and make this wraparound stitch. I don't know what it's called, but best go and have a look, hadn't I? If you don't know what something's called, you probably shouldn't say, just in case you get it wrong. And this is a stab stitch, okay, or a straight stitch, whatever it wants to be, okay? You can call it either one because that's what it is. Now I'm going to cut that off there just for the time being. I'm going to try and, I want to put my edges on. I want to put the edges on it so I can see what I've got. See how it's going. And I'm really pleased that I made it a lot thinner. Okay, oh, I didn't do this side. Oh dear, I better stick. Sorry about this, I'm going to sew that down too. It won't take me that long, and it'll take a couple of minutes if I can find the right thing. This is what I want. Okay, these two. I've got a bit of a mouse nest here. Look at this. Stuff everywhere. But anyway, it's all good. I needed to find out what I want to do with it. This is not the thread I was going to use. There it is. Here we are. Knew it was here somewhere. Yeah, running out of this one. I used to use a fair bit of these. I was so pleased to find me boxes of threads. Oh dear, it was so good. They're up there beside me. I've got so many now. I was working with one for so long, couldn't see them anywhere. I accidentally found me words because I was looking for them in a completely different box altogether to what I ended up putting them in. They're sitting fair in front of me now. I did show you where I stamped words, didn't I? Showed you all my stamped on words, I think. I don't know, I was doing some stamping and do some stamped on words. I could put some on the front of this. This houses on here, I want to do a house journal or a building journal or something like that. You know, a wonky thing. I don't know. When it comes out of me brain and into my hands and I figure it out, I'll be doing it. And that's why I'm doing my cover, or this part of it, because sometimes to cover the whole thing, well, to cover the whole thing takes a lot of work. And I've got a really long piece of thread on here, so I probably could have did without that. Well, it takes a lot of work to do a whole back and front, and you probably don't need it on the back anyway because it's laying down, but I like to put a bit of work on mine, as you well know. I like to do a bit of work on them. Whether I do this one after or not, I don't know, because I want to work on the steampunk one and another lace and fabric one, because I'm really keen to do something like that again. I really enjoyed that. enjoy every one of them that I make. I couldn't make a whole heap at one time to sell. I couldn't do that because I'm too slow. And I don't know. Some people do it, and well, they're younger than me, got more energy and stuff, I suppose. Every journal I make takes a long time, and but anyway, I get there eventually, eh? I do. You won't see this, but it's to hold down. It's to hold it down. Because you need to hold down. Like I said, I didn't want to glue it because the glue might come through the piece of material, and I don't want it to do that. Piece of me fabric. We'll go across the top too, eh? I've nearly done all the bottom. I've only gone across a little way at the bottom. I should have did a whole lot of the bottom, but I haven't. This bit's not got any fluffy bits underneath it, but that doesn't matter. Move over there, please. Thank you. Out of me road. Okay, come on now. I'm sorry, but this is good to do, you know. You don't even have to think about stuff. You can if you want to, but, you know, it's all interesting. It looks nice. You could probably even finish it off and do something like this, but I do want to put something different around there, and I don't know yet. We'll find out what it's going to be in a minute. It'll be a surprise to me as well as you. Okay, what it's going to actually be. What edge I'm going to put on it. Now that I'm thinking, you know, this, I could have actually made this a bit smaller and put a roof on there. I could have had a house over the top. So you've gone too far now. Yeah, I could have done that, couldn't I? I could have made the whole house and put it on that with houses on the house. Okay, righto, that's enough. Oh dear. Right. Now I've got to go across the bottom here too. Well, it won't take too long, I don't think. Need to put some doors and windows on these other places after we get this outside bit done. Because sometimes I'll leave the outside till last, and then it really bothers me, you know, what I'm going to do. But then again, maybe I could probably do that anyway after doing all this. I might just put down one side and see what I think about it. Because I didn't turn, if I'd have turned it all over like that bit there, like is this, which I couldn't because I wanted to cut it off. I didn't know that until it was, because I wanted it to be thinner. I could have probably just turned them all over and did stitching across it and left it at that. But I wanted to, like I said, I want to made it a bit thinner so it'd look right. Because at the time I get it on the book, I didn't really want it hanging over the edges on the journal, so I need to, because I don't even have one here close by to me. Where's the one that Krista gave me? That's still sitting in the, I put it back in the bag and set it there so I could look at it later. Where did I put it? Oh dear, I haven't lost it, Krista, I promise you it's here somewhere. But I don't think it was big enough anyway for the size of it, for what to show you on the book. I used to have journals. Sometimes though I make them and they're gone, you know, when I make them I sell them, so I don't really have a lot about to show you. Maybe I can show you on this. Okay, so this is what my, yeah, there you go, look at that. We'll see that The journal itself might be about that, or maybe not, because I think that's about, look at me best ruler. Well, it's not true, I've got a whole heap of them, but I just pick this one up first. So that's inches, 1.7. Well, see, I would have it up to there, and so forth. That will fit on there nicely, because this is going to be, the journal will be about 5.5. So that's good. It's a good size for what I'm going to be doing. All this will be filled in, so you know that's a good thing too. Hey, right. So there we go. Now, okay. So what am I going to put around the edge of it? Come on, Sonia. I do want. I'm thinking about this, but will it fit? And then I've got a whole heap more somewhere, which I've had since the year dot. There. And there. Yes, it will. Yes, it will fit. And it looks nice, doesn't it? I think it looks nice. Let me see. I'm going to put a bit across here and just see what we think. Okay. There. It's not too over the top and right in your face, you know, and it's not taken away from the rest of the things on the page, is it? You know? Thing is sticking to my arm. Just have a mouthful of water. I had half a glass of water and run out of water, so Jeremy ran up the street, and we knew last night, but I got down to half a glass, so he went up the street and bought me some more cartons of water. I call them cartons because they come in packets of 6 or 12 or whatever. So yes, I don't mind that. What about the pink? What about the pink? If it wraps around there. Not bad. Not too bad. I think it's more, yes, it's got a little bit of more thingy to it, like it's because of the edges. I like the edge on it, don't you? And then this can stick straight down onto the journal front. Right, yes, we'll do that, eh? So, for some reason I've all these needles with no eyes, not very big eyes, and I don't know how I come to do that. I've got 3 pin cushions working with me at this moment. There's 3. Where did the other one go? There was 3 sitting here. It's probably here sitting on the table, isn't you're going, Sonia? There that is, look. What to do with it? It's a little chair thingy. I've got 2 of them. One's out in the lounge room, and the other one was sitting in here because oh, he's over here. I've nearly killed him with this piece, with this book. Oh, it's one I made a really long time ago, and I've been pinching it. I had a lot of needles in it. I've been taking the needles out of this to. Why are they such a small eye on them? I don't know what's the go with that. I bought more the other day and put them, where, Sonia? Don't know that. Right, yes, they're sitting here somewhere. I just know they are, but I'm just not seeing them. I'll just try and thread this with some I only need 1 thin strand anyway, because I don't actually want to see this thing that I'm putting on here. I don't want to see it. So if I've got a piece of pink that I'll get some of this then. We'll get 1 thread of this one, and we've got 5 minutes. I can stitch pretty quick, I think. Pretty quick. It just depends. If you're being pushed, it's hard, but if you're not, you can do it pretty quick. But I want to make it so you can't see it that much, but it has to be done so it's going to stick, not like it's going to sit really comfortable on. There's not going to be any bits bulging out or whatever. Make sure it's nice and comfortable. Come on, get in there. I always thread my needle like this, and okay, here's one. I've got to stop moving stuff around. This has got a big eye in it, look. Ouch. There. Well, I just did that to make sure it was a sharp one. Ah, dear. I'm going to get pretend fingernails. I figured I'll do that for myself. Just because I just, you know, because I want to. I haven't ever done that, ever. I've been and had them fixed, but I've never had not real ones, you know, like pretend ones. I've never had pretend fingernails. Now I want to make this go around here, so wherever it stops to be joined, you won't notice it that much, I hope. So we'll start on the side, because if we start on the side and we cut it straight, when we come back up here, hopefully it will go together. And if I start back up here, even if I want to put something on there like a dangle or a tag, little tag bit out there or something, I can, you know, and that'll cover that. Because if you start on a corner, you're going to end up with a bit of, you know, bit of stuff hanging around. You don't want that. You want to be able to cover it over. So I'm going to start in the back here, come up the back, with the pink cotton. No, you can't see that. Sonya forgot to put a knot in it. I don't know whether I'm going to do one piece at a time. I think I might, you know, because I want to make sure I catch it down properly. I need to straighten this a bit. Sometimes there's reasons why things don't work straight away, you know. Don't ask me, but it is sometimes. Well, as long as I got the back of it caught in it, it's fine. Righto, so we don't want to make big stitches, but we do want to put a lot. It won't matter if you can see it a bit anyway, it's not going to be. So I'm just going across here and catching as much as I can in the back and pushing it up. But make sure that you've got it flush against the edge. When you're taking it round there, and make sure you put it flush against the edge. And then we'll come to this piece here that is not my friend. See, this is a thing, you'd have your bias strip going around that if you wanted to, because well, it doesn't matter if you can see the stitching on this. I just decided because this is what it is, it's stitching, isn't it? It's a bit of slow stitching, so it doesn't matter if you can see it. Now I'll just see what we do with the corner here when we get there. Alright. I don't know why that wouldn't go through there. There might be a knot, so we can make it just a little pleat thing. Turned it over to my little pleat thing. Do the same with the back of it. Make a little pleat thing. But I will fasten it down properly later, I think. I'll get through there again. Fasten it down now, don't leave it till later. Just put that down flatter. Okay. Come up through there. Rightio. Now we're going around this way, around the corner. I'm just going to just do these stitches like I've been doing previously, because this is going to hold it down. But I've got to, don't make them too big, because I want it all as I go, you know. When I say as I go, I want to make sure that I've got it all fastened down. I don't know what words I'm using. I've got so much stuff on my mind, you know, that I need to do, and there's also stuff that I really want to do, you know, there's how that is. And your needs and your wants fight with one another, don't they, sometimes? I think that'll look good round there, I really do. And I hope I haven't made it too, no, it'll be fine, because I need that chimney there. Got to have the chimney in place. We do. A pin could help, you know, a pin could help. Might be a good help, a pin. I'm just showing you all these things because I think that there's a lot that I can do when I'm not on here, like the slow stitching, you know, that in through here and whatever. That, and if I show you these things, then you can do it yourself and finish your piece the way you want to do it, or whatever you want to do with yours. Okay. there. Now there's me time. Stop that. Now it's started again. So I'm going to have to go now, and I'll come back on here and I'll do a bit more work on this, okay? So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.